What's good, Panther Nation? Welcome back to Two Fans in the Stands. I am your favorite couch scout extraordinaire, Tony.
And I'm your favorite armchair GM, CJ.
Today, we are going to take a look and see if we have a chance in hell to beat the Cowboys on Sunday. Let's go. Before we get started, do us a huge favor and hit that like button, subscribe, and turn that post notification bell so you can be alerted whenever we drop new content. CJ, what's going on? What's good with you, my boy?
Hey man, another week, another new email account, another week free trial to the Panthers that I signed up for, hoping that this week of bullshit would be better than last week bullshit. So
Oh
hey,
man.
like I said on the live stream, I'm going week by week. I'm starting a new email account every week, and I'm signing up for a 1 week subscription to the Carolina Panthers. And then my dumb ass is
Oh,
turning around and doing it all over again come the following Monday.
besides the obvious, how you feeling health wise, my man?
Oh, I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. I'm getting better. I'm almost there. Almost there, but I'm doing good, man.
Well, that's good. That's good. Me, I ain't doing too much, man. I guess I'm just like any other Panther fan right now. It's like a almost like a wait and see moment. You waiting to see what domino is going to fall next. You just waiting to see it. I just don't know what's going to happen, but you know, um, cause we can't get any worse than what we are right now. You know what I mean? So
Nah.
you just hey, just wishful praying right now. That's all I got. Get some
Yeah.
wishful praying. All right. Well, before we get into it, let me run down some latest transactions for the Panthers made this week. We released Mateus Farley safety and Jordan Matthews tight end to make room for Ian Thomas and J.C. Horn to return. Okay. We also waived Calvin Throckmorton offensive lineman. So
Oh,
that's going to leave either Chandler Savala or Cade Mays to plug in at that left guard position. And one that breaks my heart, man. I said last week, I said if we lose to the Bears, that I was gonna start the free cornbread campaign.
well, you freed them
Anybody that
already.
don't know? Yeah, I was getting ready to say.
You freed
Hey,
them.
when I said free cornbread, I didn't mean for him to be released. But you know
Hey,
what? There can be a blessing in all this. You know what I'm saying?
look,
Somebody will pick him up. I hope that he will make the roster, and I hope that he get plugs in. And when he do, I hope he balls out. So I'm gonna follow him, man. I'm gonna keep up with him, see where he go, because I'm a big believer in him. Even though the Panthers didn't believe in him, I believe in him. So I wanna watch and see how his career plays out. And we
okay,
also signed linebacker Tay Davis off waivers from the Falcons. Go
okay.
ahead.
Oh no! Only thing I had to say was I'm kind of glad Throckmorton is gone, and I seen somewhere where they said Throckmorton was the scapegoat, for the offensive line problems. But I counter that with Throckmorton looked bad on tape.
Real bad.
He had several bad moments, and I think every game that he has started for the Panthers. Okay.
Yes.
Icky is in his second year. He's not going anywhere. Bradley Bozeman just signed an extension. He's not going anywhere. Austin
Right.
Corbett, he's not going anywhere. Taylor Moton, he's not going anywhere. Okay.
Right.
So the only thing that could have been done as far as the offensive line is, removing players, putting people in. At this point in the season, you got to do something. So Calvin
Yeah.
Throckmorton was the weakest link, and
But you know what? Go
goodbye.
ahead.
So
You absolutely correct. You absolutely correct.
mm,
Go ahead. You was gonna say something?
Oh no, that was it. I was just trying to throw in my
Oh,
Who Wants to Be a Millionaire thing. Not I'm sorry. The Weakest Link. My bad.
right. Somebody mentioned on Twitter, which got me to thinking and got my juices flowing a little bit. They were saying that to solidify that left guard position going forward, they should slide Bradley Bozeman over to left guard and plug K Mays in at center. And I started thinking, I was like, you know what? That's not a bad option. That's not a bad idea because Bradley Bozeman, before he came here from Baltimore, played left guard. He also played some left guard in Alabama. K Mays, they have said that his best position is the center position.
Mhm.
So you just may have stumbled yourself into a pretty solid lineup if the Panthers do something like that. Now, this didn't come from the Panthers account or anything like that, but somebody on Twitter threw that out there, and I saw, and I was like, that kind of makes good sense because
Eh,
Chandler Zavala is back. Well, he's back from injury, and for whatever reason, he couldn't beat out Throckmorton. So, what are you going to get if you put Chandler Zavala back in there? Is it going to be the same old? What he was before the injury. So that does us no good, right? So why not slide Bradley Bozeman over at left guard because he's not really doing a stand up job at the center position right now. So I
eh,
mean, but
all,
what
all
what
I'm
else what else do we have to lose? What else do we have
all
to lose?
all I'm gonna say is it's giving Pat Eifline vibes right now.
You think nah. K Mays and Pat Affleck? Nah. I can't put them in the same
No,
category.
I'm just saying, because Eifline played. Didn't he play a little bit of guard and center, or was he just center?
He played a little bit of guard for us, and then he made the switch to
Yeah,
center.
yeah. It's just I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't
But
know.
the
I,
thing
I
the
don't
thing with
I
Pat
don't.
Affleck, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say if Bozeman is having this much trouble blocking at center, switching him to guard, do you really think that's gonna be that big of a difference for him?
It could be because when you play in a guard position instead of the center position, your head don't have to be on a swivel as much.
Mm,
You don't have to counter and protect um both help on both sides of the line. You know what I mean?
yeah,
That makes sense. There's a
yeah,
little bit more versatility at that center position than either guard position. And like I said, he make that switch over to left guard and you plug in K Mays into his natural position at center, even though he could play anywhere up and down the offensive line. But if you plug him at his natural position and slide Bradley Bozeman over to the left guard position, now you talking about a beefed up offensive line across the board, except for Austin Corbett. You know what I mean? So I don't
yeah.
know, but like I said, hey, we 1-8. What options? What better options do we have? Like this is the time right now. You may want to just tinker with some stuff and see what works because what we doing or what we have currently isn't working for us.
Hey, well, you know what? You got a point. I'm willing to try anything, but
Right.
I say we go ahead and get into the reason why that shit still won't work, and that would be the damn Dallas Cowboy.
Well, okay. I got three keys offensively and defensively. So I tell you what, you give me your keys to the offense, and then I give you mine. How about that?
Okay, I got two keys to the offense. Well, actually, no. Yeah, I got two. All right.
Okay.
Somehow, some way, the offensive line has to be able to slow down Michael Parsons. All right, and he's not the only one. You still got Gregory coming off the other side. All right, so
Yes, sir.
they have got to slow down those outside linebackers slash ends coming off the edges. They have got to slow them
Yep.
down, and they've got to give Bryce time in the pocket. That is numero uno. Number one, I think that's the very most important thing that they will have to do in this game to have a chance to win.
I
Number
agree.
two, okay, number two, if number one is done and done effectively, number two, it falls on Bryce. Bryce has to take advantage of the time that he would be given if my first key works, and he has to be on point. Okay, because Dallas has a very opportunistic defense. They have Stephon Gilmore back there. Even though they lost Trayvon Diggs, they still have Stephon Gilmore back there, who's a savvy veteran, still a damn good corner that I wish was still on our team. And they also
Fact.
have Deron Bland back there, who is a problem. He is a pick six waiting to happen. And we have seen that already
Yes.
too much this season. And yeah, if the offensive line can give him time, he has to be on point. He can't
Right.
have no mistakes. I don't think you're gonna see them drop too many passes like the Bears did that hit them right in the hands. So
I agree.
offensive line has to be on point, and if they are on point, Bryce Young has to take advantage of the time that he is given, and he has to show, what me and you have been preaching all season that we think he can do once he gets time in the pocket. So those are my two keys for the
Right.
offense.
My three keys offensively is what you stated as your number one is mine as well, and has been on this list for the whole season. Better O line play, and it's going to stay like that until we get better O line play. I know, like we just mentioned, they got rid of Throckmorton. We don't know who's going to step into a left guard position. Hopefully, whoever it is can solidify and do a better job than what Throckmorton did. So, with better offensive line play, number two, you want to establish the run. That's something that we haven't done consistently throughout the season. Even games where we were running the ball effectively, either we behind on the scoreboard or we just abandon the run altogether. But I want to see us establish the run, like put our foot down and be like, this is what we're going to do. Cause that's establishing the run opens you up opened up your passing game more. You know what I mean? Especially if you're gonna run play action or anything like that, it gives the defenses something more to think about than you just dropping back in a shotgun and just passing the ball. And right now, our passing game is not credible whatsoever. So if we can establish the run to give the defenses something other to think about than teeing off and getting back there to the quarterback, I think we'll be okay. And number three, consistency. I just mentioned it, a little bit talking about establishing the run and being consistent in the run game. But we just need to be consistent overall in the pass game, run game, route running, okay. Just all the way across the board offensively, we need better consistency. What you got defensively?
Okay, defensively, I am hoping that J.C. Horn will be ready to go. I'm hoping he can stay healthy. Now, we have been a team that has been just mush against the run. Okay,
Right,
all season, besides the last three games, and even though like no single player had over 100 yards against us, in the Bears game, we still gave up 80 yards to Foreman and over 100 yards total rushing to the Bears. So it wasn't, it was better than it has been in the past, but we still gave up rushing yards. All right, now I think Tony Pollard hasn't had the greatest games of late, but we gotta make sure defensively we're not the game that he gets, he rebounds in against. We
right,
have to stop him. Um, Also defensively, going back to J.C. Horn and the entire secondary, they have to be on their P's and Q's because Dallas is coming off of a game where CD Lamb, uh, Brandon Cooks, Tony
Yeah.
Pollard, they all got off. They
Yes, they
all
did.
got off. Then you throw in Ferguson, the tight end. He's been consistent all year. And then you throw in Tony Pollard, who's a receiving threat out of the backfield. So they definitely have to be on their P's and Q's. We have the fourth ranked pass defense in the league, but I kind of go back to early games in the season. Once the teams get their running game going, they don't have to pass a whole lot.
So that
Okay.
number is misleading, right?
I think it is somewhat, but I can't say this totally misleading because we still had 3 games in a row where the passing defense was pretty good. Okay,
Yes, yes, it
it
was.
was pretty good. I would say it was better than pretty good. It was damn good the past 3 games. But the Dallas Cowboys are not the Colts, and they are not the Chicago Bears. Now, CJ Stroud, it might have been an anomaly that day. I'm glad for it. But if you look at the rest of his season, yeah,
Right,
I don't know. We got lucky that game or what, but hey, I'm not going to throw Stroud and the Texans in is not being a good offense because they are this season. But
right.
you know, defensively, we got to stop the run, and our secondary linebackers they have to be on their P's and Q's. And one more thing, now Dak is always a threat to run. He's probably the biggest running threat at quarterback that we have faced all season. Okay, so if the defensive line gets pressure on him, they got to get home and they got to get him on the ground. They've got to
I
get
agree.
hands on him and they've got to tackle. So
I agree.
those are my 3 keys. We got to stop the run. Our pass protection has to continue to be on point, and our defensive line has to get home, get hands on Dak Prescott, and get him to the ground.
Okay. My 3 keys defensively, and I'm just gonna make this short and sweet because it pretty much taps into everything that you said. But number one, I had limit the big play. In the past couple of weeks, we have seen CD Lamb. Well, CD Lamb has been getting off the past 4 or 5 weeks, but now that they have found a way to add Brandon Cooks to the equation. Now it seems like they got a two-headed monster out there, and the big plays is waiting to happen. So we can limit the big play. I don't know if we're gonna be able to stop it totally, but if we can just limit it, put a limit to it, I think we'll be okay. Number two, keep Dak in the pocket. Lately, Dak has, like you just mentioned, has been hurting teams with his legs. Getting out the pocket. If we can put pressure on the pocket, contain him in that pocket, we have a lot better chance of him not succeeding and potentially maybe get an interception too. Who knows? And number three is going to always be tackling because we have not been a consistent tackling team all season. So again, until that happens, I'm going to continuously mention tackling each and every week. We have to become a better tackling team. I think there's some pieces that's been added here and there, and you've seen better tackling, especially out on the perimeter. I think Troy Hill does a good job of tackling. CJ Henderson, before he got out, started showing a little progress. I think these corners are doing a little better tackling than what we've always seen in the past. So those are my 3 keys defensively: limit the big play, keep Dak in the pocket, and tackling. What you think about that?
Hey, I agree, but I will add this on too as a whole. This game is going to be on the offense. It's going to be in our offensive hands, our offense's hands.
Okay.
Whether we win or lose or even be moderately competitive, it falls on the offense. It definitely falls on the offense. What's the best way to keep a high powered offense off the field is your offense stay on the field and sustain
Yeah,
long drives.
that's right.
But we
You
gotta
want to
sustain
you want
long
to limit their
drives.
touches.
Yeah, we gotta sustain these drives and actually put up points at the end and not just get down there and kick 7 straight field goals. I mean, I'm not even gonna lie. 7 straight field goals would be an improvement over the last few games for us, regardless.
Hey,
So,
that's 21 points.
yeah,
That's
let
21
me
points.
let me not be very picky with that, but yeah. But
Right.
we have got
Right.
to, at the offense, they've got to step it up this week. And they got to step it up big time, because that is a very nasty and opportunistic defense that Dallas has.
Man, who you telling? Who you telling? I listen, I know they haven't beat up on nobody, with no 500 record or above. It seemed like they beating all the teams that they're supposed to beat. But
We
that's
one
neither
of
here nor there. Yeah, that's neither here nor there, because I seen what they did to the Giants last week, and I'm just praying that it's not a repeat performance this week. You know, I ain't gonna go out on a limb and say we're gonna get a victory, but I just hope that we are able and capable of at least keeping it respectable. Let me say that.
yeah. Yeah, you are
Well,
correct.
you got anything else before we got here, cuz?
No, not anything. Just as I always say, we appreciate all the love and support. We are still on our way to 1,000 subscribers. That is our goal. Okay. We want to get there so we're able to do more things for everybody on the channel. We want to do more giveaways and, just give more opportunities to give back to the people who have got us here this far.
Well, thank you for watching Two Fans in the Stands. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn those post notification bells. Until next time, Panthers Nation, keep pounding.